Hi, we're Chris and Dave. We're a coastal thrifter. We live on Florida's beautiful Emerald Coast, and we love hunting for bargains at estate sales, yard sales, and thrift shops. Come thrift the day away with us. I'm back. Okay, so here I am again after work, and I just felt the need. And I am up here at the Valparaiso, Niceville, Florida Goodwill. So yeah, I want to see what I can find. I just felt the need. We'll have to see what's waiting for me inside. And I just want to tell everybody, thank you so much for all my new subscribers. I can't believe we're at 100. I know, like, who celebrates 100? I do. I totally do. I'm so happy. Thank you so much for supporting this channel and for coming on this journey with me. I'm so excited. And in our very first month of sales on eBay, since getting into eBay and listing things again, we've made almost a $400, not profit, but gross. We've grossed almost $400 in the last 3.5, 4 weeks since going active with that. So I'm just going to keep on keeping on. I'm having too much fun. So stay tuned, see what we got. Okay, so here we are at the Valparaiso Goodwill. And right when you come in the front door, they have this little section here with arts and crafts. And I was looking through to see if there were any cross-stitch kits in here. There were a lot of patterns, but no kits. And I'm flipping through it. There it was, a plastic Black Widow. And I thought, oh my gosh, who put that in there? Somebody was being funny, thinking they'd scare somebody with arachnophobia, which I do not have. So I actually thought it was pretty cool. And there's a little switch that turns it on, but it didn't have a good battery in it. So I decided to put it in the cart because I think it'll be great come spooky season. This little tree skirt was very interesting to me. I thought it had a really folk arty style, boho style to it, but it just didn't really look Christmassy. And I was like, it's a very specific style. It was a tapestry style, definitely some sort of tree skirt. Well, or it may have been a tablecloth for a table with a lazy Susan, but I'd never seen one like that before. I didn't know what to do with it. I was kind of just perusing the pillow covers really quickly, and I didn't see anything that was like super vintage. Those I wished had been vintage, but they weren't. And then I saw these, which have like a batik pattern on them, and there were some really cute little button closures on the back, as I'll show you here, like a little metal button with a verdigris style paint on it. And I thought I liked the whole like faded tropical batik look of them. They were only $1.99 each, so I bought both of those, and they're actually in really nice shape. Felt like they were pretty good quality, so I didn't hesitate to put those in the cart. There were some of these mustard and black colored things that were really having a moment a few years ago. Not my favorite color combination, just to be honest. This very ornate beaded pillow was so tempting. I couldn't decide. It looked like a crown. I couldn't decide what it was. I didn't think it was missing any beads. I just couldn't figure it out, so I put it back. Like, what is it? What does it go to? What was it supposed to be? A tiara? A crown? It was so specific. Maybe too specific. There's my thumb again. It wouldn't be a thrifting video without my thumb, would it? This was another really big pillow holder, big square one. I guess, what would you call that? Tapestry style. You have that kind of that dusty blue and brown. Really nice colors, earthy. I did decide to put that one back. even though I have started buying and branching out into buying some of these linen pieces, I have not actually got any listed for sale yet. I'm still working my way through my hard goods, through my backlog of hard goods, and I am still only just listing and selling on eBay at the moment. That's because I am working all the time right now. I am in the middle of a 12-day work week, and there's just not a lot I can do about it. I'm a home health nurse, and I have a client that I take care of, and there's some days that the other nurses that work on our case just can't work, and I am not going to leave my client without a nurse if I can help it in any way, shape, or form. So that's where we are. That's what I do. But the thrifting brings me a lot of joy and happiness. I just love the hunt. I love to discover things, and it's my therapy in a sense. It's a whole different world. This was a really great plush blanket. It's a golden retriever. It's a hunt scene. I did not open it up in the video, but you guys will see it soon. It was in excellent condition, so I popped it in the cart. That's one of those little woven tapestry blankets, teddy bear on it. I've already got a few of those to list and try to sell, so I'm not really going to buy any more unless I see something truly spectacular. That was Culinary Art Studio. That particular mug, those retail for around $12. I did go back and look it up later. It was just the one. Always looking through. I'm looking for those mugs mostly that I'm going to be able to list for around $15. The Ray Dunn Feminist mug is still there. That doesn't surprise me. It's Northwest Florida. And that's why you find things like this. These nice little 4 patriotic mugs. And I popped those in the cart. They are Sakura. These are a couple soup bowls here. I really probably should have picked up that Ray Dunn mug, but they were pricing it a little bit high. And I think, truthfully, that some of the Ray Dunn is starting to slow down a little bit. I have a few Ray Dunn pieces, and I haven't sold one yet, so I've got to see it to believe it at this point. Then I found these, the little Vidrio San Miguel set of 3 recycled glasses. They are pressed glass. The cute little salt and pepper grinders. I probably should have looked twice at those. Although they seemed rather cheap and lightweight. They didn't seem like vintage lucite or anything. Just checking over the rest of the mugs and things sitting around before I pop those in the cart. Just checking over the condition, make sure there aren't any chips or cracks. I have to get better about closely inspecting things. These little Pioneer Woman dessert platters, I'm not sure what they are, little risers. There was 2 of those, and then there was also a couple of her little salt dishes, 3 of those. And I did see a few of her little salt finger dishes, prep dishes or what have you, what you call those, on the shelves as well. I don't know enough yet about the value of the Pioneer Woman and whether it would have been a good buy to pick those up or not. This was very heavy, enameled colander, black. I couldn't see a brand on it. I tell you, if I had noticed the brand on it, I probably would have popped it in the cart, but without a brand, I just was like, well, it didn't strike me as something I needed to have. That Pampered Chef cookie press interested me for half a minute. Looking over the rest of the metals. You come to the end cap here, and there are a few little sporting good things. They have beach stuff. There were these kids flippers there. And my granddaughter is coming down for a visit, but I think those were probably a little too big for her. And I don't think she's quite swimming that well enough yet for flippers. So I left them behind. Maybe a little tiny pair of kid flippers or something, but those were a little bit more advanced. More for an 8 or 10-year-old. She's not quite there yet. This is a beautiful hand-painted lamp. Hand-painted glass, definitely vintage. They know it. They've got it marked at $50. While I was there, some lady did pop that into the cart, but I really had to show you that. These are some Homeco figurines. They are nicely hand-painted. This is a set here that's actually quite clean, and they were priced $2.99 to $3.99 a piece. Very specific style, though. And for some reason, I just didn't feel like picking these up today. It wasn't quite what I was after with this trip. This shop trip. Then they had some brand new items here that they must have purchased at closeout. There were a few of these closeout type things on the end caps. I'm seeing more and more of that at this Goodwill, them selling things that are retail. Christmas items here. That was a magnet for the mailbox. That's been there a while. And then I noticed him. Oh my gosh. Could it be this little penguin? Who's he made by? And there it is. Bingo. Pier 1. Oh my God. You know, I go a little bit crazy over Pier 1. It's because they have closed so many of their brick and mortar stores down, and they also very frequently cycle through their patterns. So I did pop him in the cart. He was only $4.99, and he does have some value. That was a Pioneer Woman finger dish there. This little metallic painting is still here. Very, very cheap, very lightweight. Looks like something from the Dollar Tree. I picked it up before. If it had been like just a little bit better, a nicer quality with that etched metal style, I would definitely pick that up. That little wax warmer is still there. Nice little character plate. Once again, they've done a lovely job with the vignettes and all the different colors. They do such a nice job at this Goodwill. I love these people too. They're so friendly when you go in. They're all so very nice. They're all there ready to help you if you have any questions. Very polite. Because it is Niceville, y'all. They're just nice. This looked a little cottagecore. I loved that it had the black candle in it already. Like, I probably should have popped that in the cart, but I didn't. I left that one behind because, you know, there's just a lot of lanterns out there right now. And just lanterns. They're just everywhere. They're so fun, and they are a specific style, but there's so many of them. Here's the Halloween section. Cute little cast iron mermaid, but she didn't have a Goodwill price tag on her. I think that belongs in a different candle holder that I see later in the video. That square candle probably should have been reunited with its candle holder. This was a nice heavy little tray. It had some weight to it, and it was nicely painted. Little pumpkin tray. Really cute. It's going to be spooky season before we know it. I can't wait. I can't wait to watch the new episode of Wednesday on Netflix, the new season of Wednesday. I am waiting for that one. I thought that Catherine Zeta-Jones really brought it with her Morticia. Like, I was just floored. What a perfect casting that was. I hope we see more of that with the new season. That candle was brand new. It had a nice kind of earthy cedar smell to it. There's these little ceramic balls. These cool little covered wagons that are just out of the frame there. They're like little covered wagon models. That funky box is still there. It looks like something Nandor would have in his room. Unfortunately, it's missing one of its emblems. I was tempted by it last time, and again, I just decided to put it back because it's missing a key piece. This looked like, that big glass bowl there looked like it could be Vidrio San Miguel as well. Kind of looked like recycled glass, but it was huge and heavy and way too big for most resellers to want to deal with, unless you had a booth. This little vintage elephant looking thing, I could see peeking out from under the label there, the Pier 1 logo. So you know what I did. Yes, into the cart it went. That's another Pioneer woman. What do they call those? Is that a salt dish? This was very pretty. Very, it looked old with the gold fuming on the sides. It's a planter, I think. And I do pop the comp in here. Hopefully you can see that. I thought it had a nice little cottagecore vibe to it. Salt and peppers. I just haven't been seeing like the salt and pepper shakers of my dreams come up at the Goodwill here lately. It's been a while since I picked up a good pair. That little coiled basket is still there. I know coiled baskets have had kind of their moment here. And then I moved that basket out of the way and saw this. This now is interesting. What have we here? It's obviously plastic. It's obviously old, but it's a heavy plastic. It's not like lightweight. It feels very mid-century. Shiny. Possibly vintage Japanese lacquerware. If it is, it's worth upwards of $80, maybe more. I pop it in the cart based on that information alone that it could possibly be vintage Japanese lacquerware. And I will have to do more research on it. It was only $4.99, so I felt like I could take a chance on it. Checking on that to see if it was Demdaco. It was not, so I put it back. I do like Demdaco. Seems to get a little bit of attention. It's a brand that does a lot of religious plaques and figurines and things. Good brand. Pretty little drip glaze on that vase. Good size vase. Not particularly heavy for the size of it though. So that tells you it's not the highest quality. Always checking for with my hands, I'm seeing with my hands the feel of something, the weight of something. I got my feelers out. That was a ceramic tray, rather interesting. Then I saw this little wood lantern at the back. It was interesting to me because it had a real rustic coastal vibe. That was the one I think that the square candle goes in. I really liked it. But again, I just don't know that there's a lot going on right now with lanterns. Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Drop a comment. Say, girl, you're crazy. You're losing it. These little hand-carved cups were still here, but they're still $9. $10 for the pair. I liked how dark and tropical they are. What do you think, guys? Should I pick those little cups up? I know I go buy them pretty quickly. You don't really get a good chance to see them. There's some vintage lusterware. It did say on the dispenser up there that there was something wrong with the spigot or the valve. So that's obviously out of my field of expertise. A little shelf. That's one of those free floating shelves. I was looking for a better place for it, but I couldn't really find one. I was trying to get to these. These were interesting. Those big fork and spoon sets that hang on the wall. I don't know if I've ever seen any that were quite as patterned as those. That's kind of a mid-century thing too. I'll probably regret not picking those up. They're big though. How do you ship them? They're kind of long. Going through the small appliances. There's just not a big selection because Valparaiso and Niceville is kind of a small town. There's a Keurig for $14. That's not a bad deal for a Keurig. The art section here is also pretty small. Arts and picture frames. The art section at the Goodwill out in Destin is a little bit more extensive than this one. I think probably because you have a lot more condos down there, being that it's on the beach. And you just have a lot of rentals and people changing up their decor. It's also a lot more affluent, although there certainly are some lovely homes in Niceville and Valparaiso. Niceville and Valparaiso, for those that you don't know, sits on the north side of Choctawhatchee Bay. So you cross over the bridge to the south and there's Destin, Florida. And then you go over the Mid-Bay Bridge and you get into Niceville and Valparaiso. It's $5 to cross the bridge, or $4, yeah. And that's each way, you guys. They'll get you coming and going. They sure will. But on the north side of Choctawhatchee Bay, there are several bayous that come out into Niceville. You have Rocky Bayou. I really don't know all the names of all the bayous, but they kind of little fingers that come off the bay, and they are just lined with waterfront houses. So really nice high-end houses. That was a set of giant chess pieces. I think they fit on one of those big roll-out chessboards or something. Cute little cottage church looking thing. I'm like, there has to be something else. There has to be more. Looking at all these, the little Easter display is still up and going. I don't think they're going to take it down. I think it's up for good. Lots of little Easter figurines. I don't see any name brands on them. They felt pretty heavy, really cute. But once again, I didn't see a brand name on them, and I didn't feel like Google searching them all. Pretty little sentiment cross for a little kid's room. There's another one, really cute. They'll definitely find a home. Some Easter ornaments in a baggie. Then I come over here and start looking through some of the hand towels. That zebra towel was pretty. I was checking to see if it was Betsy Johnson, to be honest with you. And then I think I saw that there was another one, and I decided they needed to be reunited. Let's put them together. Now there's a set. Yes, we'll move that one around. I'm so OCD, it's not funny. Looking a little through the tablecloths. I really liked the little sunny yellow one. And then I saw the little picnic one, the little red and white checkered one. I thought maybe picking it up because summer picnics are coming up. How cute and retro that one looked. It was $4.99. It was a good fabric. But I thought $5, I don't know, for a used one. Am I spoiled on wanting to pay a little bit less than that for a tablecloth? Maybe I'm spoiled. What do you think about that price? $5.90 or $4.99 for a used tablecloth. And it wasn't a big one. It was kind of a small one. Like enough to fit a card table. Towels, beach towels over here. There's one good beach towel there. You would think in an area like Northwest Florida, we would have quite a few more beach towels hanging up at the Goodwill, but we do not. Those were interesting. They were fall themed, little woven placemats. Very traditional looking. Oh, looky here. What do we got here? We got some Bones Brothers. That was a table runner, a woven table runner. It went in the cart pretty quickly. And then there were these. I was like, is this what I think it is? Oh, yes, it definitely is. It definitely is a set of 4 Mary Englebreit placemats. Now, these I think were made by somebody. So I believe they were made with the Mary Englebreit fabric, but I think they still have some value. Local woman, shopper. Here is an aerial diamond painting that somebody has completed. It had no price tag on it, so I had to ask. And she did tell me that it was $2.99. And I know that these things are like a dime a dozen. They're everywhere. But I decided to pick it up because it's aerial. Now this looked interesting to me. I thought, is this wool? Is this acrylic? It kind of almost looked like the vintage llama fur, the vintage Peruvian blankets. Definitely a vintage blanket. That golden brown, but it had seen its better days, so I left it behind. And then there was this thing. This is a liquor cabinet. Oh my gosh, how coastal. It looks piratey to me. Has brass fixtures on it. Look at the lattice work on that cabinet. This was gorgeous. Well, there you go, guys. That wraps up a whole nother week of thrifting, and I think I got some good stuff. I really like the plush dog blanket. I didn't have a way to really open it up and look at it and comp it out, but just looking at the quality of it, I think it'll sell for more, at least twice of what I paid for it. I think the best find by far is gonna be that tray that I think might be lacquer. It's plastic. I don't know. I don't think it's actually lacquer, but it's plastic. I think it's mid-century because it has a few dings and scratches on it. So it almost looked like at first to me, like it could be Ciroc. Is it Ciroc? Coroc? Yeah, Coroc. But no, it's not branded, but yeah, I think that's going to actually fetch a little bit, that one. And then the beautiful crystal gravy boat that I found. I love that. I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up. I didn't comp it out or anything. And then I found the 3 little Vidrio San Miguel recycled glasses, and this time the price was right. So if you remember a few weeks back, I went to the Goodwill in Fort Walton and they were wanting $2.99 a piece for those pretty blue ones, and they were pretty, but these are just the clear, but the price was what, $4 something for all three of them, and I thought that was probably worth picking them up. Maybe I'll find a fourth one hanging out somewhere in the next few weeks and I'll get a set of 4. Yeah, so I found some cool stuff. I got a really neat design book, the very boho design. But boy, I was surprised at checkout when it rang up for $3.99 for $4 for a used book. I thought it was a little steep, but I'm probably just going to read it and resell it. Gosh, what else did I get back there? Oh yeah, the Little Mermaid diamond painting. So the lady had to go and tell me on that they wanted $2.99. You know, it's like buying today's version of a cross stitch. But it's the Little Mermaid. So I think maybe there's a little chance that it'll be cool. I don't know. Maybe it'll show up in the Coastal Mermaid sale or something that I do in the future. So I think the diamond paintings can be fun, especially for little girls' rooms or something. So that's it. And I will probably post a video later this week for my pick of the week, showing what out of all we just got actually turned out to be the best deal. Thanks for watching, you guys. Thanks for liking and subbing. Thanks for hanging out with me on this beautiful Florida day. Oh, and tonight are the Lyrid meteor showers. I hope I get to see a few shooting stars tonight. That'd be great. I can make some wishes. Bye, y'all.